Hi, my name is Johannah Cronin, and this is a persuasive speech about adoption. This is my audience. If a child is born to a neglected family and is abused, do you think they deserve to suffer? A child never chooses to be brought into the world. They deserve to be safe, loved, and cared for. In these cases, adoption can help them. Over 800,000 children are in foster care, and only 100,000 of those will likely be adopted this year. Adoption is a great choice for anyone in the U.S. planning to start a family, because there are many children in need. A lot of families cannot have children naturally, and it can give better life opportunities to birth mothers. There is a lot of good in choosing adoption. It helps children get in a safe, comfortable home rather than in the foster care system where they could be discriminated against. It also gives them a better possibility than being abused if they have neglectful birth parents. It is a viable option for families who cannot conceive naturally because of medical conditions or because of same-sex partnership. As well, birth mothers end up benefiting because they can pursue life goals. Many children are in need of a safe and loving home, since they come from bad backgrounds and may be in the foster care system. Foster care systems are not always the safest environments for children to be in for too long. According to Jennifer Morse's journal in the book, Adoption: Opposing Viewpoints, adoption removes a child from the foster care system. Adoptive parents can become accountable for a child in a way bureaucratic government never could. Evidence is clear that adoption works and that it is the best alternative for children subjected to abuse or neglect. Adopted kids are less likely to suffer from child abuse than those raised by their birth parents. Some children are born impaired by drugs or alcohol, suffer from physical and mental disabilities, and have been subjected to extreme forms of abuse or neglect. This is followed by many years adrift in the foster care system. It's argued that these children have suffered too much to be adopted and lead a normal life. However, evidence indicates adoption can work and does for damaged children and older ones too. According to umic.edu, a better life is possible for children adopted from poverty. They were placed in adoption because of an inability to care by their parents, abandonment, health issues such as drug and alcohol abuse, financial stability, age, relationship and marital status, and the circumstances of the birth mother's pregnancy. Many children are discriminated against. Adoption is linked to economic inequality and race, as indicated by some monetary values, where white infants are in the highest demand and most expensive, and black infants are available through public adoption and the least expensive. According to Lombardo's journal, in Fordham Urban Law 2012, parents who are the same sex are just as good as straight parents. Approximately 17% of same-sex couples are raising children, and approximately 65,000 of those adopted kids are being raised by same-sex couples. There are few respectable scholars who oppose same-sex parenting. Those who do are clinging to the view that homosexuality is either a mental illness or a sin. This argument has been debunked by America's Psychological Association. This argument is biased because a 2001 study found that there are no differences between same-sex and heterosexual couples in parenting styles and adjustment emotionally for the children they adopt. According to AmericanAdoption.org, adoption is a very personal decision for prospective parents to make, and every family has different reasons. It is common that some couples just can't have children biologically because of infertility. In many cases, they have tried to have children naturally and failed for years. Medical conditions can also affect the birth of a healthy baby. Some women have conditions that make pregnancy impossible or ill-advised. It could be dangerous for them to carry a pregnancy and endanger their life. Some couples may be fully capable of conceiving a baby, but worry about their child being born with genetic disorders, so they choose adoption. While the process of adoption may not be an easy one for birth mothers, studies have found that birth mothers often benefit from choosing adoption. There are many advantages for the birth moms. It can give her a chance to receive an education and other goals that a child may have inhibited for her. Placing a child for adoption with the family they choose can bring comfort to know that their child has a good life. Women who choose adoption tend to have higher education, finish school, and are less likely to live in poverty and receive public assistance. According to Olaski, in the book Adoption: Opposing Viewpoints, adoption benefits the birth mothers. A study done by the Search Institute found that young women who make an adoption are less likely to be on welfare and more likely to finish school and have a job. Cultural norms that limit birth control options or the ability of a single woman to raise children may affect the birth mother, according to umic.edu. In short, adoption is seen as the last resort, but it may be a great first choice too. Children need to be protected and helped in any way possible. There are over 800,000 children in the U.S. foster care system today who don't have a safe home. In the long run, growing up in this environment is not ideal. It would be much better if they could be in a loving home and have opportunities to be a typical child rather than be in a system without parental support. Adoption provides a great way to help these children, and in the long run, it helps families and birth mothers too. To sum it up, we talked about how adoption can be a great option, not only for the child's needs, but for the family adopting them and their birth mother. Children deserve to be safe and have a loving home. With adoption, they have this opportunity to be in a family that has the means to take care of them, rather than be in the foster care system or in a neglectful home. Some families are not physically able to naturally have children, but they still deserve to have them. They may not be able to because they are infertile, or since they are same-sex couples. Birth mothers may choose adoption as an option for their child, because they are incapable of giving them the support they need. If a home is found for the child, then their child can have a better life, and they can possibly too. When you're planning to start a family, look into adopting. It could save a child's life for the better. Thank you.